Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a suspect was arrested in Pennsylvania after police say he set fire to the governor's home. And floods are becoming more frequent in Kentucky, according to a civil engineer who says we need to redefine what a 100-year flood really is.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Amelia Lee here with you at 6:30. It's Monday, April 14th, and it's time to check in with meteorologist Eric Dean this morning on this kind of a hot start to our Monday, especially with some of the colder weather that we had throughout our weekend.
Right. Now we'll see temperatures today in the mid to upper 70s. Thunderstorm chances will pick up ahead of a front. We'll see a cold front push through, which again will drop the temperatures for Tuesday and Wednesday. Current time is now 6:30. Let's get you out the door. Take a look here at the WYMT studios, as well as Buffalo Mountain, Pikeville Medical Center, and the London Corbin Airport. We're seeing a few peaks of sunshine out there at this time. Temperatures right now in the 50s and 60s. We have a clean sweep for now on live pinpoint Doppler radar, but as we go throughout the day, that will start to change. You can see the temperatures right now, 51 in Manchester, 63 Hazard, 66 in Whitesburg, 40s towards Jonesville as well as Grundy. We'll make it to 78 today. And you can see how we stay partly to mostly cloudy. You can see by about the 6, 7 o'clock time frame, thunderstorm chances will start to ramp up. And we'll keep the thunderstorm chances in the forecast throughout the overnight hours. Some could be strong to severe. We'll talk about that in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Amelia.
Police have arrested a 38-year-old man in connection with an arson at the residence of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro over the weekend. The suspect, a Harrisburg resident, was arrested Sunday. Reed Benyon reports.
This type of violence is not okay.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro speaking just hours after what officials are calling a targeted arson at the governor's residence. The attack happened early Sunday morning as Shapiro and his family slept inside.
Reporting a large fire in the dining room on the first floor. They can see fire out the windows.
Fire crews responded to the blaze around 2 a.m. and extinguished the flames. The governor said he, his wife, their 4 children and 2 dogs, and another family were safely evacuated. However, the building is significantly damaged. Images of the aftermath show destroyed furniture, ash-covered floors, and some remnants of the Passover dinner the governor hosted Saturday night. Investigators say the attacker had a plan, coming over a fence around the governor's residence and forcibly entering the home before setting the fire. Police said he had homemade incendiary devices and was inside less than a minute, evading troopers who were searching for him. The suspect was arrested later Sunday.
I'm pleased to announce that we do have an individual in custody. His name is Cody Balmer.
Governor Shapiro defiant in the wake of the attack.
If this individual was trying to deter me from doing my job as your governor, rest assured I will find a way to work even harder.
I'm Reed Benyon reporting.
Prosecutors say they plan to charge the man arrested with attempted murder, terrorism, and aggravated arson, among other charges. The suspect could also face federal charges. The governor said Sunday the motive was not yet known. The defense attorney for one of the men charged in connection with the death of Amber Spradlin wants to go to trial sooner. MK McKinney's attorney, Steve Romans, objected to the state's proposed timeline and reasoning for the delay of a jury trial. Romans says McKinney being held in isolation is, quote, worsening the defendant's mental health before trial. Following the most recent court appearance for MK Michael McKinney and Josh Mullins, Commonwealth's attorney Brent Turner said he thought the trial dates should be set for no earlier than January 2026 in order to give everyone time to look at and respond to the evidence. In Bell County, a Claiborne County, Tennessee man is facing charges after he was accused of firing a gun in the vicinity of someone else. Police were called to the Jensen Hollow Road area last weekend. Police say they were told Brandon Brooks went into the woods after they arrived. When he came back to the area, Brooks' girlfriend told police he was inside the home. He was charged with terroristic threatening and wanton endangerment. Two people from Clinton County were arrested following a traffic stop in Pulaski County. The incident happened last Thursday on US 27 in the Science Hill area. When deputies with the sheriff's office searched the vehicle, they found a handgun in the back pocket of the driver's seat. Deputies also discovered Matthew and Brittany Ray were convicted felons. The two were taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center. A Pulaski County man is in jail after police say they found him with what they believe to be cocaine. It happened last Wednesday when police pulled over a motorcycle on Highway 914 in Somerset. When police searched Ryan Anderson, they found the substance in a pill container. After he was taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center, police also found a pipe consistent with the use of illegal narcotics. With the frequency of catastrophic flooding, a civil engineer says we need to change the definition of 100-year floods. And local and state government policies can play a role in preventing the damages. Victims from this month's flood say they've noticed changes in the Kentucky River, flooding more often. Chuck Davis, a civil engineer with Beaver Creek Hydrology, studies flood damage and flood control. He says we need to change the definition of a 100-year flood, adding that many of the wettest days on record in Kentucky happened in the last 5 years.
We have to make changes. We have to make changes in the way we talk about a changing climate. We have to make changes in the way we talk about precipitation events and the risk of flooding.
Davis says what's unseen after the floods are toxins and other pollutants that stay on landscapes after the water recedes. Buffalo Trace managers delivered bad news last Friday as the last of the floodwaters retreated back into the Kentucky River. Officials said most areas of the iconic distillery suffered damage, including production buildings and the visitor center. It also included an undisclosed number of barrels of bourbon. Now officials say they're starting to inspect the contents to see how the barrels were affected.
It really does start with an inspection of the barrel and then just reviewing those for quality. So we're committed to the quality here. I don't have any more details on that, but just know there's a thorough and rigorous process that we do have experience in.
Shipments of bourbon did resume on Friday. Bottling is expected to resume next week. However, Buffalo Trace fans are being told to keep an eye on social media pages for any announcements on when tours will fully resume. Small Business Administration officials want to remind folks there is still time to apply for low-interest federal disaster loans. This is to offset damage caused by the flooding in February. The disaster declaration covers many counties in our area. You have until April 25th to apply. This morning, new concerns about the economy after President Donald Trump said reports that Chinese electronics would be exempt from his tariffs were not true. On Friday, U.S. Customs released a bulletin stating Chinese electronics would be excluded from reciprocal tariffs. But then on Sunday, the president posted online saying, quote, there was no tariff exception announced on Friday. Electronics, he said, are just moving to a different tariff bucket. Officials hope the tariffs will bring more manufacturing jobs back to the states. Some economists agree.
I'm really concerned by the people who look at the situation and say, no, what we really should do is just what we've been doing since the year 2000, which is embrace this kind of hyper-globalization that has not worked well for America at all.
Yesterday, the president also told reporters to expect new tariff announcements soon. A Lexington family's lifelong goal was achieved after a spring break trip to Rome. A few years back, the Gertz family decided they were going to invest in making memories and plan their trip to Italy. While touring the Vatican City, when Pope Francis made his way through the crowd, and just when the family thought things couldn't get any better, their 8-year-old son Ethan was invited up to meet the Pope.
He said, what's your name? And then he said, nice to meet you. It was really cool and it was really nice.
It felt like we were meant to have that experience, and just feel like it's such a privilege to be able to share that experience and be part of that.
Definitely.
Melissa Gertz says they just happened to be in the right place at the right time. One may even call it divine intervention. And Holy Week is officially underway. Millions of Christians around the world celebrated Palm Sunday, a day that ushers in the final countdown to Easter. Pope Francis marked the occasion by briefly greeting crowds gathered in St. Peter's Square. The 88-year-old pontiff continues to recover from a case of double pneumonia. We now know who will be performing at the Town Centre Park Concert Series this summer in downtown London. On Friday, June 6th, it's the group Lit, known for the hit My Own Worst Enemy. Sneaky Pete is the opener. Joe Nichols, a country singer that had several big hits, will take the stage on July 11th. Highway 490 will open for him, and on August 1st, it's the award-winning country duo Maddie and Tay with London's own Jordan Allen as the opening act. And Allen was recently on The Voice. The concerts are free and began at 7 p.m.
You know, Amelia, Joe Nichols had a great song, weather-related, Take Me Somewhere Sunny and 75, of which it's not going to be today. 70s, yes, but we'll see the clouds start to pick up as we go throughout the afternoon and evening hours. We're sitting in the 50s and 60s right now throughout eastern Kentucky as you get the kiddos ready for the bus stop. See a temperature of 61 as they make their way to school, 73 by the lunch hour, upper 70s by the time they head home. Now, thunderstorm chances will be in the forecast as we go throughout the evening and overnight hours. We'll time that out and give you the first alert to cooler temperatures behind a cold front. That's coming up in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Amelia.
Thanks, Eric, and thank you for joining us at 6:41. Still to come on Mountain News this morning, it's a historic day as folks in Texas get ready to count down the first ever female group to go into space.